Okay, so the first thing is we need to understand what is the meaning of communication device. Okay, so communication device is any type of hardware capable of transmitting data, instructions, and information between a sending device and a receiving device. Okay, so this is the meaning of communication device. Any type of hardware capable of transmitting data, instructions, and information between a sending device and a receiving device. Okay, so if we visualize the communication way, all right? So let's say we have a sending device in a place at Malacca. Okay, so if let's say this sending device want to send data to another device in Perak, for example, in a building in Perak. Okay, so what happened is the data needs to travel through the communication channels. Okay, so this is the meaning of communication channels. All right. So later, because in this part, we are going to look at communication devices and channels. So later, we are going to look at communication channels. Okay, but first, we look at communication devices first. Okay, let me just recall back. What is communication device? Communication device is any type of hardware capable of transmitting data, instructions, and information between a sending device and a receiving device. So that is the meaning of communication device. Okay, so these are examples of communication device. Okay, so we can have a network interface card or network adapter card. Okay, so this one depends on the type of the sending and receiving device. Okay, if let's say our sending and receiving device is a computer, so the computer needs to have network interface card. Okay, so if let's say our sending and receiving device is a mobile phone, so it need to have a network adapter. Okay. So and then we need to have a modem as well. Okay, either dial-up modem or ISDN or DSL modem. Okay, and then this one is wireless modem, so another type of modem. But basically 1, 2, 3 modem have the same function. Okay, the function is to convert the data from the sending or receiving device into the form that the transmission channel can accept. Okay, so that it can enable the data transmission. Okay, so that is the function of modem, to convert the data. Okay, and then we have switch, router, and wireless access point. And then we have other communication device as well. So this one we will look into one by one later. In this part lah, I mean. Okay, so let's take a look at the first one, network interface card or network adapter. Okay, so basically, if let's say we are looking at our computer, okay, so we can see that the network interface card is just like an adapter card, okay, that will be put into one of the slots in our motherboard. Okay, and then the at the rear part of our system unit, okay, we can plug in our LAN port at the expansion slot. Okay, that is at the rear part of our system unit. Okay, so the port that we plug in our LAN cable. Okay, if let's say we look at the computer in our computer lab, for example. Okay, so we need to plug in the LAN port or the Ethernet jack. Okay, into the port over here lah. Okay, to enable the data to be communicated through the Ethernet wire. Okay, so this is the use of the network interface card. If let's say our computer doesn't have this network interface card, okay, so we don't have this LAN port or LAN port to plug in our Ethernet cable, isn't it? To enable the data transmission. Okay, so this is the usage of network interface card. Okay, to enable the data from our computer to be sent through the Ethernet cable. Okay, so same goes for our mobile computer as well. Okay, for example, in this case, we have our notebook or laptop over here, isn't it? So let's say we connect through the wireless connection. Okay, so we need to have a network adapter card inside. Okay, so this network adapter will enable us to transmit the data through the wireless media. Okay, so this is the usage of network interface card or network adapter. Okay, so as you can see here, network interface card enables a computer or device to access a network, and it can be of any form. Okay, any form means it can be in terms of this adapter cards, or it can be in terms of any other forms lah. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay, so that's the first one. The first one, our computer or mobile devices needs to have the network interface card in the system. Okay, so that's the first one. Okay, if let's say we look at this connection for home or personal user connection to the internet. Okay, so what the user needs is, it needs to have a modem, okay, to enable the data from the devices to be sent through the telephone lines, okay, to the internet. All right, and the modem comes in many forms. Okay, either it can be in terms of a dial-up modem like this, or it can be wireless modem. So if let's say it's a wireless modem, so this modem need to have a SIM card, okay, in which the SIM card will enable the communication data to be communicated through the wireless media. Okay, if let's say we use a dial-up modem or ISDN modem or DSL modem, okay, so this one will be connected through the wired connection, okay, through the telephone lines. If let's say we use wireless modem, then we are using the cellular network, okay, to connect to the internet. Okay, so again, let's just recall back, okay, what modem do. Modem converts digital signals to analog signals and vice versa. Okay, so it converts the data into a form that can be sent through its transmission channel and vice versa. Vice versa ni maksudnya dia terbalik lah. Okay, dia convert data into a form that can be sent through its transmission channel, and also it will convert the data from the transmission channel into a form that the device can understand later. Okay, so this is the function of modem. So modem is also one of the communication devices. Okay, so other communication devices, if we look at the office building, for example, okay, so we can have switches, we can have a wireless access point, and we can have router. Okay, and we can also, if you read through in many references, so we can also have we can also have what we call this. We can also have a hub, okay, hub, and then we can also have bridge, and we can also have a repeater. All right. Okay, so before we proceed, do you have any question? Okay, no, okay. All right. Okay, so if no, it's fine. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. Okay. So this is in terms of office building, for example. Okay, so we have, wait, ada distraction sikit. Okay. Okay, so let's take a look at this one. Okay. So for office buildings, so let's take a look at the first one. Okay, wireless access point. Okay, so what is wireless access point? So this one we have looked into in our last class, isn't it? Okay, so but in the formal definition, wireless access point is a central communication device that allows computers and devices to transfer data wirelessly among themselves or to a wired network. Okay, so this is the function of wireless access point. Okay, in this figure, in this example, so I just show you one computer, isn't it? But in real life, okay, we can have more computers connected to the wireless access point. Okay, and usually, the wireless access point will be connected to the other communication devices in wired wired cable. Okay, so this is usually the connection. Okay, so it is connected through wired to another communication devices. Depends on how the network in the place is being configured. Alright, so that is the first one, wireless access point. So let's take a look at the next one. Okay, we can have a repeater as well. Okay, so maybe some of you have read through about networking, computer networking, something like that. Okay, so you will come across the word repeater. Okay, so what does a repeater do? Okay, so repeater, if we in physical, okay, in real life, it looks just like one of the communication devices like switches or router. Okay, but then the function is it regenerates signals and acts as a two-port node in a network. Okay, and the use is to extend the physical length of a network. Okay, so repeat for switches, you can see it has many ports, isn't it? But repeater only have two ports. Okay, in and out. All right. So because the function is to regenerate signals and act as a two-port node in a network, so it will just regenerates the signal that comes to one of its node to the other port or through the other node in its device. Okay, so that is the function of repeater. Okay, so the use is to extend the physical length of a network. Okay, because when the data travels through a wired or cable, okay, at some point um, the signal will become low. Okay, like our voice, isn't it? Our voice, if let's say we are in the same distance, in a small distance, okay, so we can hear our voice clearly. Okay, but for those who are far away from us, isn't it? That person cannot hear our voice clearly, right? Because along the way, the signal will degenerate, okay, or will become slower, okay. Dia tak kuat lah maksudnya. Okay, so that's why in communication channels, it's need repeater. Okay, it needs repeater. Just now about the voice, that one is only for analogy only. Okay, for repeater, this one, the same concept can be applied to digital signals as well. Okay, so repeater do what? It used to extend the physical length of a network so that the same signal can be passed through to a longer distance. Okay, so that is the function of repeater in a communication network. Okay, and repeater is also one of the communication device. Okay, so let's take a look at the next one. Next one, we also have the term hub. Okay, so hub sometimes is a generic term which is referred to any network devices. All right, but sometimes it's also being referred to as a multi-port repeater. So just now repeater, we only have two ports, isn't it? The one port for coming in and one port for coming out. The signal coming in and signal coming out. But if let's say the hub, but the hub is a multi-port repeater, means it have more ports to it. Okay, so that is the function of hub. Okay, so that is the hub lah, basically. All right. So what is the function of hub? It is used to create connections between devices in a star network topology. So usually we have looked into star network, isn't it, before this? Okay, so the communication channels for the star network topology is hub, the one that we put in the middle. Okay, so this is the function of hub lah, basically as a network devices.